So today let's talk about wisdom. Wisdom is very important for your success. Wisdom comes from age, experience, and results. There are a lot of passages in the spiritual text around the world about wisdom. Go read even Confucius. So it doesn't even have to be spiritual, it can just be logical. Go read Confucius, right? Lots of sayings about wisdom. Lots of sayings about you have 2 ears and 1 tongue. Lots of sayings about listening. But age, experience, and results equal wisdom. Now, you could have someone that's 60 years old and not have too much wisdom. In other words, they don't have experience and they don't have results. Or maybe they do have experience, but they don't have results. So when you're seeking advice, seek advice from the sages that have all three. So when we talk about results, it's very important that you understand the result that you're looking for. In other words, if you're looking for success in marriage, you don't want to talk to a guy that's been divorced 3 times, okay? If you're looking for success in business, you don't want to talk to a 60-year-old that's never opened up and ran a business, right? If you want to be a multi-millionaire, you don't want to talk to a guy that has not made millions of dollars, right? And it could be 60 years old. So it's very important to understand how you gain wisdom. So age, you're going to get older. So what are you doing with your time that allows you to gain wisdom? Just like trading, time in the market is more important than timing the market, right? So you have to put the work in. And I found, as a little life hack, I found if you want to learn anything, teach it. Teach it. So in the Army, when I was a sergeant in the Army, we had to do training outlines and submit them, then train a class that we were teaching. So you had to spend the time creating the training outline, and then from the training outline, you'd submit that, they'd say, yeah, it's good, and then you could go teach that class, right? That work, putting that work in, the outline, setting up the framework, knowing the bullet points that you're going to go over, and then ingraining them in your head allows you to learn. So think about that with anything in crypto. You're trying to learn, as simple as setting up a MetaMask wallet, right? You're trying to learn it. Well, in your mind, start teaching it. Have you ever noticed you set up your MetaMask way back in the beginning, and everybody comes into crypto at different times, but whether that was last month or 5 years ago, doesn't matter. When you first did it and you got it set up, someone came up to you and asked you 6 months later, how'd you do it? And you have to think about it, and you have to open it up and, oh, I did this, and you hesitate, right? Because you did it, but you don't know it. You're not wise with it yet, right? So life hack, you want to really learn something, teach it. You teach it, you will learn it. Okay, so that's a little life hack on the topic of wisdom. But wisdom is very important. The wiser you become, the more you're going to get the results you're looking for. Age takes care of itself. We all have a limited amount of time. We're moving through the life spectrum. And what are we doing with our time? What are we doing with our time that allows us to gain wisdom? And keep this in mind too. You want to be wise in as many areas as you can be, but you cannot be wise in all things. There's just not enough time to do that. Now, you can be smart. Your brain power could move faster than my brain power, say, and you could pick up things at a more efficient, quicker pace, but you're still not going to be wise in all areas. Nobody is, right? So use your time and become wise in those areas that make you happy. Get the result you're looking for by putting in the work. Put in the time. Gain your wisdom. Because when you are wise, people are going to take your opinion and they're going to utilize what you say to help their lives. Now, with that said, I will say I've met some very young people that are wise beyond their years. So when I say age, it doesn't mean that you have to be 60 years old in my example that I use. You can be a young man or a young woman and be wise beyond your years, but you're still not wise in all areas. So keep that in mind. Don't discriminate based on age, but use it as a leading indicator. So, for example, if you're seeking advice on a relationship and you have somebody that's been married for 30 years and you also have a buddy that's been married for 2 years, I'd probably go to the guy that's been married 30 years and talk to him, right? On the flip side of that, you have a guy that's a math professor that's only 28 years old, and you have a guy that runs a business that's 48 years old. Your specific quest is regarding something to do with math. In that case, I would talk to the math professor, even though he's younger, right? Because that's his area of expertise. He's gotten the result, right? So the whole premise of wisdom is to know who you're seeking it from, to gain it. Seek it from the right place, gain it, then use it to get the results like they did. And that's going to better your life. Wisdom is very important. All right, guys. Crypto Billy out. Please like and subscribe. Love you guys.
You can be tough, you can be hard. If you are not a giver, here's my card. There is only one way to win, one way to be well through loving and giving. There is nothing else.